clap first time. Yeah, for the synchronization.
Okay.
And then we say hello always. GallerySurfing now season 1, episode 4, I would say. Hello, Shay.
Hi, I'm Shay.
Yeah, and I'm Zarkowski. This time without glitter.
Yeah, no special intros needed.
Okay, so that was the official part, and now we can go to white wine and brezel
Yeah, so
and knister.
we're doing a cheers.
Cheers.
We're doing a kind of gallery tour.
And watching not too much and not too long.
Yeah, not too long. But so Sikowski asked me to maybe propose a website to look at.
Yeah, or an exhibition.
Or an exhibition, I guess.
Yeah.
This one's less of an exhibition, but the reason I came to it is because I met with Mai Ueda here recently on the internet Brotherhood in
You were there?
yeah, in
wow.
Israel. That's where I met her, and she was part of NEEN, so she like co-founded NEEN basically, which is this website movement in 2000, which was less about kind of the technology. Even the making of the websites wasn't so prioritized. It was more about the poetics and the Readymades, that like technology already existed.
That what Manetas and
Yeah, exactly. So it was Miltos
Rozendaal
Rafaël Rozendaal, whose work is probably the most famous out of this group because he really ran with it. But this idea of the poem was kind of really interesting to me because Mai said that apparently it was Lev Manovich first, maybe, who said it. A poem that ends in a .com is a domain poem, 2003. Maybe Mai was into this idea first. She actually made a book. And so I was searching around this, and that's where I found this domainpoem.com. So, yeah.
Yeah, for a long time I thought that maybe poems are over. They are come to an end because no one is reading poems anymore, I thought. But then I realized now
it's totally back.
It's totally back, yeah.
And I think that's like in a major way because of Twitter.
Because of Twitter? You see?
Yeah.
Because it is so strong, or?
I mean, yeah, because
Like
it's just like, and also it's almost surreal so often that people are just kind of like pushing this information, completely a flow of like consciousness, and it becomes really poetic. But then
the poem, normally I thought that is a piece of writing where you which you have to work over and over again and think about it and shape it and so on. I thought that is a poem. Yeah, but maybe this the
it's a different type of poetry now.
yeah, okay.
But actually,
the Twitter
there's
poetry,
this.
they call it.
You
I
know,
think it has a name too.
Ellen Sondheim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
So
you can show it.
yeah,
then we
because
can
I feel like a lot of people don't know him. Is it?
No, I think. Yeah.
It's with an
Yeah.
I, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
There he is.
I and
There he was.
oops.
No. There.
So, actually, I really love his website. Is it this one? No. Is this one?
I don't know. But maybe we can listen to him on Last FM. There, you see?
Oh, but I wanted to show his website because I love how, it's just like this list of links to like text documents and...
No, I saw
Another
him
one?
in a different context. Okay. There's his Twitter account, maybe then there's a link to his website about this.
No, I don't know if it's the same person. Oh, maybe it is. anyway, I thought that, like, because he was doing kind of like spam poetry and like mixed with Facebook conversations and stuff like this, which is this one. I love this. So
why you love this?
Why do I love it? Because it's just like the index. I don't know. I just think it's such a great format. I actually copied it before.
You copied it for your site?
For like my research.
Okay.
Know?
Yeah.
Which you found actually.
Also only.
That's how we got in touch actually. But like, I quite like this as well. That it's just kind of a text document, and it's thrown in here. And I mean, I would kind of call it poetry. Because.
Okay, it's poetry, but it's not a poem in this sense.
Okay. Well, then we're defining what poetry is.
No, I mean a poem is more. Is it not shorter?
No.
A poem?
No.
Yeah, sure. The Raven is really long, but.
No, there's all sorts of different poetry. There's like books.
Yeah, poetry, but a poem.
Okay, I don't know.
It's
I
different.
wouldn't know how.
No.
I wouldn't know. But I guess there's like this idea that there's a domain haiku. So, this is like a short poem, right?
Yeah, that's
Last was
Japanese way to do.
This is dead. I think there's a lot of, or maybe it's just for an example.
Rafaël Rozendaal did some haikus on Twitter.
Exactly.
And yeah, but it's an old tradition, and somehow it's I don't know. I think they are really well shaped in Japan, and it's not so make it for Twitter. So it has really a different culture context, I think.
I was just in Basel last week, where Deanna Havas.
I don't know.
I quite liked her poetry reading. And she, I think, I mean, it's not just from her Twitter, but
some years before there were a lot of Twitter readings, so live readings, live reading of Twitter streams and so. You remember? You never tried?
I don't know.
Look, it's not the same style.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not.
So I think she read this one at Basel. And I think it's just like from a website, maybe. I don't know. And it's definitely, to me, this is very like Twitter. It's just kind of like short bursts of random.
Yeah, I saw this presentation from this young artist at the Alte Münze here in Berlin from KT Tempora, where Harry Burke were there and Paule Kneale and a young Kneale and a young woman.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Megan Rooney, maybe. She was also reading.
Asian. Yeah. Or maybe but they did somehow. They had a strong speech and a strong position, and I liked her position. And then they made also some. Yeah. Then the lecture becomes somehow poetry, in a way, and that was a moment I liked, and especially from this Paul.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Paule Kneale,
Yeah, and from Harry Burke, I like him as a person, and I liked his positions, and he's also, I think, he's a critic or a curator or somehow. I think
he's dabbling in a lot of different things.
Okay, as we all know.
Yeah.
But I like his position in the lecture, but then I looked him up again, and his poems by itself, they are somehow. So, not my style, or it was not. I couldn't. Yeah, my English in this case is too hard if it comes to
It's
talking
okay.
about.
Should we go
poetry.
back to this one?
Yeah, show me something.
So this was
What
the
you-
first. Yeah, this is the first thing I came
you
across
understand
as a
what I mean?
starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way.
Oh.
So this is kind of like, I don't know, nothing, but I just like it because I like this like kind of non-design
Mhm.
on the webs on the internet. Kind of nice.
Yes, it's early
But then-
design.
Yeah, well, it's very minimal design,
Mhm.
let's say, minimalist. And then there's this one, which is kind of super designed,
Yeah.
which is linked here like 3 times or something. And
This is from Manetas, huh?
this is definitely like Manetas material. So
Mm.
I think Jackson Pollock was one of the first
Hmm?
websites they did
The NEEN movement, you mean?
of the NEEN
Mhm.
yeah, kind of vibe, which basically I heard that they just got they just saw that this coder had done this kind of made this tool where you could kind of paint.
Mhm.
I found it somewhere. It's like an orange, only orange, and then they just like they called them like Readymades. And then they said, oh, this one, you know, like this Readymade is for Miltos kind of thing. And then they found other kind of like code that they could kind of appropriate as art and then and just give it to other people or like commission.
Yeah, but if you look now on this website, is it fully functional?
Not really. Like I don't think that the URLs sadly just link back. I think mainly to like Miltos, Manetas. Ah, here we go.
There you do the
Yeah,
Pollock.
but I think you can. Maybe it's here.
No, it goes to his homepage.
Ah, see, this is the thing.
Mhm.
Readymade websites.
That's what I think where Dullaart is referring to with his ready-made collection of domain names. Then he is doing this. He reduced the approach from the whole website to
To just the domain.
the domain name. You remember?
But when did he do that?
2007. We can look it up. Dullaart. Dullaart. Domain Readymades or domain.
Domain Readymades.
Dullaart with this double. Yeah.
He knows that I know how to spell his name.
Yeah.
Constant dollar.
With double R, double A.
Oh yeah, of course. Readymades.
There.
Yeah.
Readymades.net. First link.
Ah.
And they are original.
2009.
Yeah.
See, so then this is interesting because I think you already linked this to me, and I tracked it back a little bit because also Oliver Larrick did this. You know?
I know Oliver Larrick, but not this.
He did
work
the
in
still
specific.
available.
I don't know. No, I don't know this.
So that was a project also 2009 for Ann Festival. It resulted, I think, here, like in a Twitter, like of just webs domains that was still available. And
What is it? These are proposals to buy, or they
yeah,
are...
kind of, but they were like kind of smartly chosen as like future potentially wanted kind of websites. So he even bought like fellow artist names, Billy Rennenkamp, for example. And then like he bought that website, and then I think there's like a gallery now in LA that like took one of the names.
So it's
stuff like this.
more or less really fantasy in this sense. It's really a poem if you read them through, yeah? Ghettofreelancers.com, own Luda?
This is, I think, less about poetry, but the reason why I'm showing you this one is
because
before
in relation.
this, there was
When he did this, yeah.
2009 as well,
Awesome.
same as
Okay.
Constant. But actually, if we go back to this one,
Yeah.
the domain poems book in 2005.
Okay, but there's always this art historian approach to look who is the first one. But then if you say this, and I have to come up with, I think he did this. Daniel Pflum did this, that he had the idea to buy domain names also for in the early times. You know Daniel Pflum, the video artist. Daniel Pflum.
How do you spell?
PF. There he is. And he bought in the early in the end of the this is his work. It's his website. In the end of the 90s, 98 or so, they said you have to buy now domains because then they were everywhere that they said every word in a lexicon is sold. So and then they did research. So they thought, okay, we have to buy things like himbeeren.com or stuff, and there was a group of people, an artist group in Berlin here. They did this, and they have really, I think, I don't know really the link now, but they had a lot of crazy domain names. So it's still a theme, I think, since the famous text from Olia. You know where she claimed that a neural is always part of the net art piece, and you can't show the piece without the URL. And so that means more or less you have to emulate the internet, or you have to show it really from the net. Otherwise, it's only more or less like a CD-ROM or interactive piece, and so. And then she did this piece with Agatha Appears, where Agatha, as a GIF, was walking more or less from one server to another. So that she dived into the internet, because she had a date with a system administrator. That was a story, somehow really a stupid story, but so a love story more or less. And then she dived into the internet, and then she as a GIF in the story, and that was for me the interesting part, becomes somehow a double face. I don't know. Yeah. So the GIF by itself was wandering from one server to the other, and now she did.
That sounds like a bit like Endless Summer.
Yes, Endless Summer for me is only this idea that was best part of this work. Agatha Appears, I think, and that is a reduction of this, and it is an exclamation mark behind the rule of the domain and the URL. In this sense, it's also maybe domain poetry.
Yeah, maybe.
Because also I think she had because the dialogues in the old piece were in the URL, so that you had where we want to go, or so .html. We go there .html and so on. So I think that was the beginning, thinking about the material of the internet by itself as an artistic material.
Yeah, that's nice. I guess what we're talking, because it's funny that we're dabbling around this idea of poetry and saying, when is it kind of poetry? And it's almost like how art, especially art that's only existing on the internet, has this problem of when it's when is it art? And is it art only when you really say it is, or when it self-awarely is, and when we're reflecting upon it? So then it's like, if it's poetry, it's kind of poetry because there's some idea that it's poetry, or that that they think it's poetry, like that the artist themselves says, okay, this is about it being poetical. Or
But isn't this the case with every art piece?
yeah, exactly.
So that's not. So I think we don't have to discuss this, because
No.
there's always a problem, or maybe it's always a statement that we say, if we say it's art, then it's art for us. Or it's
Yeah, I mean,
in the
I
context.
mean, like, for me, this is why gallery surfing is really interesting, though, because I think that, like, a big problem for internet art is that it lacks that context that, like, the white cube gives it so much. Like, I do believe that the URL can become the white cube if it's like, you know, whitneybiennial.com or whatever, then, like, anything within that URL, or if it's a like Spirit Surfers or something, becomes art because people are aware that it is, kind of thing. But still, it's like, who's seeing it? And I think this is really interesting because on the internet it's anyone, and that's why, like, why Harm van den Dorpel's piece, the ethereal self, you know?
I don't know. No.
Where you see the diamond, and then, like, there's another website and it documents everyone looking at it, and so you see new people added. But anyway,
But
now
you showed that now really minimal or real poetry and on a text-based aesthetic. Oh, could you say it so in this way?
if it's art or if it's...
No, I mean the appearance.
Oh wow, this is cool. We're gonna do an ethereal self.
Ah, okay. We see us now. Okay.
On the live. This is cool.
So
now
I think, but you have to go a little bit by side, so then it's behind.
That it sees the green.
That the other can see us. I mean, no. It's
now I want to remember the other domain.
But why it is again a diamond? If this is,
I think it's only a diamond, so
a
people
diamond.
look at it, or it reflects them back, and maybe it's the diamond generation.
It's a diamond generation.
You know,
they are so rich. These new generation.
No, have you not heard this idea?
No,
like,
what? No, I don't
my
know.
generation, I think, I called like the diamond generation.
Because of Rihanna or what? No, what?
No,
All
some
that,
theorists
so in the
spoke
same
about
age
it.
like Rihanna or what? No, what was it?
It's got something to do with like technology or something. Like,
You mean because of laser or no? I don't get it. I never hear this.
let me check it. I can't
Okay.
remember. There was a whole bunch of.
Aha.
Maybe we need to search to Wikipedia here. Gosh, now if I've got it wrong,
But now
it doesn't exist.
the whole Rihanna text and poem will get a complete new meaning for me if there is a generation of that, a diamond generation.
It's got nothing to do with Rihanna.
No?
I hope. Is this one? No. Damn. Anyway, the other end of this website, like there's two websites. One is that diamond, and one is like us. But we're not meant to know that, you know? When we go to the diamond, we don't know that they're documenting us.
Yeah.
But it's really nice because it's just kind of like this mosaic of
I think
people's faces.
he's still recording us because it's still open and the green light is still on.
But I thought you'd put the video camera on anyway.
This is point. Yeah.
I hope it
You're
didn't
right.
mess with it.
Yeah, okay, that was my paranoia, no.
Somebody's watching us.
Yeah, no, we are watching ourselves. We are watching ourselves. Yeah, watching poems. They are more or less in. They have an appearance text. they erscheinen in einer textuellen Form. Yeah, and so it's no wonder that they show Joseph Kossuth or Lawrence Wiener also. Wow, that was a light. It's never happened.
Lights out.
Oh, no problem. And I had a collection. I made a collection before we spoke about before we spoke about poetry.
Mm-hmm.
I were also interested on poetry because I saw this Harry Burke poem read by Petra Cortright.
Oh yeah.
You saw it was
Yeah,
also on the
was
internet
on
Brotherhood, yeah. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And now this young generation is reading poetry.
Mm.
And I think I made a playlist somehow with no, there short before it was there. Where are the playlists? I'm now on GallerySurfing. And I made a playlist about poetry or poesy, I think I called it.
Why's that?
Because I was interested, I thought, interesting that maybe people are reading now to the camera because it's so easy. That they can not only record the voice, they can record the whole situation. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized there are a lot of projects now, so that came also together with these.
Edda.
With
I'm looking at her big gold hoops and high tops. I just wouldn't know how to be that way. Earlier he said, "Please try something."
It came also together with the interest on these. Poetry slams and these spoken words and all these things, they came both together here on YouTube. They found also a platform to present their stand-up shows and so on. And so more and more I saw this. And then I think I saw also projects they really were concentrated on.
He was also talking in...
And I think he's part of a poetry project which is working with YouTube as a distribution platform where one is inviting another, or they are all part of this one project. I forgot. Maybe I did a grid about this too. Yeah, I can show you. And this is for me interesting if you see it not only as a text, if you see it as really a spoken word in the sense that someone is they're making noise, speaking it out. There I did it. I was always interested. I did also a grid on spoken words with these Occupy people. They had this. This human microphone. Remember? You don't remember? Human, because they don't have. They haven't had. So someone is speaking and the other are repeating.
This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy
This
looks like.
This has written. And this is poetry for me.
This is what America looks like. Tell me what America looks like. This is what America
This poetry for me. So.
are the 99%. We are the 99%. We are the 99%. We are the 99%. Tell me what democracy looks like.
And this physical aspect of poetry often is forgotten in this Twitter world. So there's then a joke, a fun, or a thing, or it's really fast.
Will there be any changes?
This kind
I don't want you to remember this day.
spoken words.
Like, oh, we were young, it was beautiful. Remember that our basic message is we are allowed to think about alternatives. The taboo is broken. We do not live in the best possible world, but there is a long road ahead. There are truly difficult questions.
But they
that
use
confront
also
us.
the
We know-
microphone and the human microphone, and I was really into this because they have rhythm, they have present, they have something to say too. Yeah, it's not only for the subjectivity or so. And I think there was this art project. Have to search. Here, Waves of Direction. It calls Waves of Direction, and
Oh yeah, I know.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that's yeah, you know,
That's true.
yeah,
I hadn't thought about this one
yeah, that's for me.
Yeah.
That's for me poetry, new kind of poetry. Or that is what I think. What nowadays is more poetry than this Twitter poetry.
though.
Maybe
But
it's
this is a project because it's funny
Yeah.
because I know a few people here, and I wonder how many views it has. You can't see on this grid.
you made it. Also, we muted the
Speculative
last one.
presence in Burke design research.
700.
Emphasis on large scale.
Because I think
Here, Harry Burke is also
There
part
are
of it.
answers
Okay,
to
yeah.
But the point is, I couldn't include him because the video is the copyright and they mute the audio track.
no,
Yeah, sure. It's just Germany.
but you need proximate.
Yeah, but I haven't had it. But so that's what it was. But
It's
maybe
nice.
this is this new kind of report.
Yeah, but it's nice that actually these. There's the one I know. I guess they're very self-aware of the private space, which so much of this maybe poetry comes out, like the Twitter poetry, or like, you know, it's just written in somebody's.
Sometimes calcium builds up in the plumbing system, which makes the water kind of white and milky. When that happens, it reminds me that solid matter exists within every fluid infrastructure.
So
Yeah, that's really intimate in a way,
yeah,
and that's if it would be not an art project. Yeah, but no, it's also cool as an art project. I don't know. Yeah, but
well, not
Yeah.
more just that as an internet project, because I think that at the same time, like Artie wants you to be super professional and say like, you know, this can't go on arty.tv kind of thing because it's DIY. The real nature of the internet is DIY, and
Yeah.
these kind of projects are really completely showing that, and that's, I guess, what's nice about them, right?
yeah, and I also like this the way how they do it. So really somehow authentic. So it looks somehow spontaneous. So it's
That's
sim-
true.
if there will be an hope that there is some spontaneous thing possible, them not thinking about the self-commodification or the valorization of things or so, and that was somehow what I liked. So, but it was still art. It was still art. So
Yeah.
you don't.
No, I just had a thought about how like they're so self-aware of making this environment, you know, authentic. That's also a type of self-branding.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I underestimate this. They catch me so fast because I'm.
But it's
Yeah.
interesting, like
Okay.
this.
No, you're right. But you know what really is commercial on an extreme high level. What I was hysterical literature that was somehow popular some years before. You know this project?
Mm-mm.
I think it's a French filmmaker or photographer he was. And he had women
Hi,
reading.
I'm Alicia. I am reading Song of Myself from Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman.
Wow.
I celebrate myself, and what I assume you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me is good, belongs to you. I loaf and
And
invite my soul.
the point is, I don't want let it go so much. They are sitting on a vibrator.
Rachel, you held my feet.
Ah, I did
And
hear
then
about this
then
one.
they get an orgasm, and she is Stoyer, this porn star. I don't know. They are different people,
I
and it
did
was-
see it go around. I think.
and it was really so everywhere somehow.
Mm.
And it was literature and women doing literature and frontal perspective. But then in the same situation, it was really somehow
Yeah.
offensive, or I don't know. It was.
It was pushing. It's
Yeah,
like,
but that was
pushing the boundary
commodification on a really high level.
Yeah.
So you had this art argument somehow, but then it was.
But it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
what's-
know. It's not like
it's-
art world art. It's like world art.
magazine art, or I don't know what this was, but it was somehow irritating for me in this time. But that was, I think, that was the first time that I came in contact again with poetry in this sense.
Yes.
But
Did you
no,
go around?
look here. Before I had also, I was interested in reading. That was what I said. There was a time, I think 2012 for me, where I think I attend 1 or 2 Twitter readings, and then I looked the internet up for people who are doing
Get
this.
your head out of your mainstream ass and open up your narrow-minded, judgmental mind.
Oh, they're reading the comments?
Mhm.
Oh, that's so good.
They're reading the Troy comments.
Oh my gosh, that's genius.
Well, the dance floor is pretty famous already.
You're so bad.
So,
From themselves. So their
themselves.
church. No, not this is not
Okay,
the
this
troll
guy is
comments
from-
from them,
Okay.
but it's
as you know,
the comments on
you
their
guys
channel.
are just
Yeah.
fags with no real taste.
and a lot of people commented on my boobs, and the comments are really, really funny.
Can you put your elbows together? Just wondering. Your elbows together.
Like how?
Like this.
Like that?
Yeah, like this. Can you put your elbows together?
Like here?
Yeah. Doesn't work?
No.
Are you sure? I can do it.
Can you do it?
I can do
Okay.
it.
But it reminds me of Petra
Alright.
a little bit.
So what were we talking about?
You know? She,
Yeah, let's.
Yeah,
read
but
some of the
she's playing
comments.
with it,
Yeah, we
or
wanna read
she's
some of the
somehow
comments.
Dramatic
so
reading.
reflecting on this culture.
Yeah, but also she's totally into the troll comments and stuff. I think it's great.
I may act like an idiot in the videos, but I'm actually pretty smart,
She's smart.
and I'm not a whore.
She's not one.
No, I'm not a whore.
So this isn't poetry.
Bones on.
This is not poetry.
We're
then
very
for their
discursive.
broken.
It's a very discursive gallery surfing.
Okay, now we are back to the real
Yeah.
poetry.
But I mean, this is the thing, because I think that coming back to this, it was just the simple idea that there's something poetic about the domain name.
Yeah. And you think?
Do I think? It can be.
It can be. Yeah. As we saw, I like this founded domain names by Dullaart as the proposals from Lyric. If you go through the Lyric stream, then it gets somehow for me a domain name poem. Yeah, because he also was thinking about, I think,
Right.
sound,
The
not
sound
only
of it.
meaning.
Never, never, never land.
Yeah.
But this is all of the lyrics.
Mhm.
But I guess then just the point is that it has been done a lot. By quite a few different people. Or
What?
that there's this idea of that the domain URL can be kind of seen as, I guess it's the whole as well. Like it's not, it's almost like you don't need something on the website. You don't even need the website. You just need the idea of the website.
Yeah, but it's...
And then it's domain poetry.
Okay.
Maybe that's why we don't have an exhibition with you.
No, I think this is because... I think this for me domain poetry because there is this .com, yeah?
Totally.
That made it as a domain because it's clear. But I will be interested if he used also BE or DE or net or somehow. No, it's only com. Interesting.
Did Constant once do this, or maybe it's somebody else who did this kind of website that you just go to the domain name and then it flicks through? Who did this and it tells a story?
There are a lot. This is from Jody. They did. They did these. Who you are talking with?
This is brilliant. Should we find it? Because I don't know if it's worth going
I
to.
think it starts with who.
Who are you talking to?
Maybe it's my crush.
Who?
No.
Who do you think?
No, I don't know.
Who
maybe
do you think you are?
Maybe you have to search for Jody and who do you talking to. This. I think in the beginning of the internet there was a lot also of Jody.org. We have to Jody.org and then who do you talk?
The Z and the U, Y is
okay,
reversed.
That's the German English. Okay, try, search. There is...
Do you think they have a link on the website?
No. They don't have these links. They have not an index page in this sense. I forgot really. That's a shame
again. We know
again.
which one we're talking about.
Yeah, but it's a shame again.
This is just the way
surfing.
that the internet works.
What? How it works?
Like, if you can't remember the URL, you can't visit the exhibition, kind of thing. Same as this, if you can't remember the address, you don't go to the gallery.
Yeah, that's alright, but...
This is funny what comes up.
But I won't say, in the beginning, there was a lot of ideas of the internet will change the literature because then you have the possibility of interactive readings, writing, and there was.
Yeah, I think I found it.
Back. You have to go back. Yeah, there.
This one?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have a link. It's not the exact thing. That's right. It was in the speed show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Then.
It's got a life of its own.
And these interactivities, interactive text building, poetry building, these open narrations and so. These fantasies came not through, not really. So. What?
Yeah. I mean, I was just watching this morning this interview with Paul Chan, and he's just taken down his website.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Because he said...
Of NSA? No.
It was called National Philistine. .net, I think.
And why he's talking?
And he took it down, and I think a lot of artists are actually coming offline. Because they want to kind of... Well, they said that... Well, he said that he didn't really update it anymore, and he thought it was a waste of web space and blah blah blah. But I mean, I think it's because people are just kind of bored of it. There's like some sort of return to kind of some sort of return to real life in a way, and people are more focusing on social activity and took a while. That's a good one though.
Yeah, but also a late one, if you want.
When was it?
2010.
Ah.
Or now maybe earlier, but not so much earlier, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe only the speech show was 2010 and the piece was earlier. An old thing is also in this context is this morning. Normally it's open.
This is great.
Normally it's open, I think, windows. Yeah. But maybe I have only tabs, and so we see it. They open it in a tab now.
Right.
And this is also only early kind of web poesy.
Yeah.
Because it opens the window, but in this time he hasn't put the content in the URL, and the content still was on the website, so it was necessary. In opposite to what you was saying, it was not enough to see only the URL. You had to see also the content. It was part.
Yeah.
But then the discussion came, and then the piece. I got the peers came, and it came then to this situation that the content moved to the URL. Maybe then the medium really is a message. So because that was.
But is this, like, for example, hosted on his site, or where did you get it from here?
He has it hosted on his site, yeah.
All at once. Should I close it? Let's see.
I think you have to use the.
Need art taking over. But where did you get that from? That link, or when is it from?
That was from Alexei Shulgin. That was a really old piece, one from his early web pieces. And I think this
is his site?
Yeah, this is old site, so, and he still has it.
This. I remember I was looking for, this work which is like
97,
lots of button, like drop down menus and stuff, and it makes all these pictures.
The form art, you
Which
mean?
one is it?
I think form art. Or you want the right one? And then you have to eat also the...
Yeah, I'm eating pretzel.
Otherwise we are going to be drunk. I think the form art competition, you mean?
Is it here?
Yeah, there. Yeah, there was. This?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's similar. I wonder.
There are a lot of pieces, so this is a form art competition. It was somehow like call it where a lot of participations.
Okay. Yeah. These ones. They're fantastic. Woohoo! Okay. But
that's really the question, or? No.
What?
Work or play.
Work or play.
Art or life.
But it's funny that the content of these very early internet art pieces are super similar to the content of, like, for example, Deanna Havas's what I was showing you of hers. Is it still open?
Show it again.
No.
Yeah.
Whoops. No, it was. Like the it's really like kind of, I don't know, it still seems so amateur in a way, you know?
But this is now
But
a
it's-
PDF.
This is a PDF,
Yeah,
but
it's
I mean,
not-
it relates a lot to
yeah,
me.
but breaks is not this idea of what you...
No, this
what
is
you
less
talking
like internet art, but I think that the content is very related to,
okay.
to like internet kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like cathartic, the way I see it, the way that like this kind of a diary style text exists online, right? Because that's the weird thing about the internet, that it's like stuff that maybe people used to write down for their personal eyes only and like lock their diary up and hide it beside their bed or something, and this is like the complete shift where people are writing like their most intimate kind of things just to the whole world.
So in this sense was the XXX domain from Constant really
What was
a
that
strong statement, or?
like
I
the
forgot.
death of the domain name?
He had this domain name,
The death of the URL?
yeah, the death of the URL.
Yeah.
That would mean also the death of the URL poetry.
No, but I mean, like, I think that he's definitely right to call out that, you know, it's ridiculous that there's like .cool available now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because the argument for the death of the URL is that, you know, we don't use URLs anymore, that we only use search functions, but
That's
I
the
think
point.
I'm using URLs more because I actually decided, like, I actually have learned a lot about Google and I don't feel comfortable using them anymore. I use DuckDuckGo like we are now. But I even try not to use DuckDuckGo as much as possible, that I use like my own resources on my computer of like emails that people have sent me, or my memory to recall URLs, and I still love the URL, and I think that there's a lot to be said with the URL. I specifically love when you're like linking something to somebody and they can see what they're going to be looking at from the URL. I think it's really useful.
This is the point, yeah. I think also that is useful, and it's also political gesture that you see who is, in which context it appears, or from which context it's coming also. And but the new devices and the new operating systems try to hide this, yeah. It's the same. I don't know how long the source code will be still available to view for everyone. Yeah, it's not really necessary for so much people. So, but this is somehow that's really then also the end of the URL poetry.
Yeah.
And it's but it has its own aesthetic. You can see, and she's playing also with this. And for me also it stands in a tradition of these. You see the play with ASDFG from the keyboard, and they had these too. Yeah, and in this sense, it was also the early kind of
Good thing I don't
domain.
have epilepsy.
What?
Good thing I don't have epilepsy. If you're watching and you have epilepsy, stop watching.
Okay, so for the kids, because we're recording this. Yeah, interesting that, but now we had really. So from the beginning,
we've gone full circle.
Yeah, so we could close it now, or
I think we did well.
We should
but I don't want
do a reading.
I don't want to like end saying that it's the death of the URL, because I think still the URL is very important, and like Olia Lialina saying like let's try and keep the URL at the same time.
Always, yeah.
She's always trying to say like keep, you know, like the most obscure old website that I found as well.
Yeah. But I like it.
Yeah, of course. But there's these two sides to it, and I think that I guess we'll like keep some of it.
It's a kind of literacy that you'll be able to read this, that you learn also to understand.
To understand URLs?
Yeah, where this comes. If I speak with people and then I say, yeah, you can see here the folder structure, then they don't know why I'm talking about this.
Right.
But that helps you to understand context, and also it gives you sometimes associations. Yeah, it's poetry. You had it here, form, competition.
Yeah,
so it sounds also like poetry.
It's not so much poetry, but I think I just like it. I mean, I like that you can navigate through this and stuff.
He's a great artist.
Yeah, fantastic. Who?
Oh.
Can you email him now?
Okay. But now you... Okay.
Yeah. That's good. All right, thank you.
Yeah,
good gallery surf. What was the final? No,
okay,
it's
no,
just
we have
more like
to
we just
make
talked
bling
about it.
and then okay, cut. Cool.